Yeah, I think it's recording. Good. So let's continue with the Golang from last time. This is what we did last time. So what we learned, I hope you remember some of it. So we installed Golang, and then this is the way we declare variables, right? The bottom one is what the Golang crack uses, the semicolon equal, or the colon equal. This is how we print stuff. I hope you remember this. We're going to use this today as well. We talked about arrays and slices. So the array are the fixed one. You can change an array once it's declared. It's the way it is. Like you can add new arrays or new values to an array. And the slices are the more dynamic ones. They're under the hood an array, but you can add and remove and do stuff with slices. It's just, you don't put in a number in here and that's it. We talked about the strings contain, strings replace all, to upper index. This is kind of what we know from C# as well. There's nothing new here. We talked about loops. It's not coming up, but anyway, I think it's more or less, we're gonna repeat this today anyway, so don't worry. We talked about booleans, the if clause, there's no brackets on an if. And we also talked about functions here, how we can call functions. Nothing really out of the ordinary, it's quite straightforward. And here we show how we can return multiple values on a function, and we can declare this here, the type, and then we return with a comma. And that's pretty much it. Then we have the key value pair, it's kind of a map. So this is how it's declared. We have the type of the key and the value. It's declared like this. And we talked about the pointers. Remember that we use pointers for strings, ints, bools, floats, because depending on Golang, depending on how it stores the value, if you don't use the pointer, the value actually doesn't get changed because it creates a copy of it. So, but if you pass the pointer, the value actually gets changed of the variable that you actually want to change, and you pass through other methods. We're going to use this as well, so we're going to repeat about this today. And we talked a little bit about struct and how we can define like a class in Golang. Okay, so let's start again with a blank file. Let's start with a new file, and we call this again main.go. And, or you know what, I'm going to show you first what we're going to do, the end results, so you can understand a bit better. I have here my, let me just get, the right one. Yeah, that's it. So it's a little console application, and imagine you're somebody in a restaurant who's creating a bill. So this is what we're going to do. So if I run this now, remember it's go run. I have two files here, main.go and bill.go. So it will ask me to create a bill name. So I'm going to say this is my bill. So, and now I can either add an item, add a tip, or save the bill. So I'm going to add an item because I'm starting my bill. So I had, for example, chicken. And the chicken was $7.50. I need to add the price. And then what's next? I add another item. I also had a Coke, and this was $3.50. And I'm going to add coffee, and this was $2.50 or $2.40, whatever. And then I will add a tip of $3. And in the end, I'm going to save the bill. And that's it. I have here save the bills. And if I go up here, I have an auto bills. This is my bill. So this is what we're going to do now. Okay. Simple, but it's a good learning project, I think. Right. So again, we use package main, and we have the function main in here. So you just code with me, and I hope it's what we want to do is we want to create a new bill. So I want to say my bill with a function new bill, for example. And for now, I just pass, I pass my string. So I say, for example, this is Mario's bill. Okay. And in the end, I want to print the my bill. Okay, so now I need this function. So I'm going to add a new file, which I call bill.go. Okay. In bill, I will have my function. I need to add the package main as well because it needs to be on the same package. Remember that, to work together. So I will have a function new bill. That's the one I wanted to call from the main package. And here I have a name of the bill, right? And it's just string. And this will be of type bill. I will create the type bill in a second. Let's do that now. So I'm going to add a type bill, and this is a struct. It's like a class, right? What we call it. And I'm going to say this has a string. It has items. So this will be maps, like it's a key value pair, right? So it's a map with what we saw, the string is the key. So this will be the item that I'm going to add to the bill, like a chicken, like the coffee, the Coke, and this, and the float 64 will be the price. So then it also has a tip. That's what we saw earlier, where I can add a tip. This is just an extra. Also float 64. Okay, so we have this done. And you see, if you save, it will automatically format everything for you. So now I have, I create my bill in here in the function. And I will add a new bill of this, right? And you do this like that. Very similar to C#. I say items. This will be map. We say string. Sorry, that's not what I wanted. String float 64. And for now, I'm gonna add this statically. We're gonna do this dynamically a bit later, but just to see how this behaves. So I'm gonna add values in there. I have a pie, for example, and that's 5.99. And now I'm gonna have a cake, and this is gonna be 3.99, for example. Right, and tip. I don't worry about the tip right now, just 0. And one thing you need to know is that it needs the comma, even though it's the last. It's the last item. It still needs the comma in the end. And in the end, I return my bill. Right? Because this is what I return, the bill. Okay, so I'm going to save this like that. So here, let's see if it's what it does already. So you can go to new terminal and you do go run main.go build.go. It needs a package. Try, what's the problem? There we go. I didn't save properly, I suppose. So you have, this is my print, my new bill, right? I just call this bill and I get it and I print it. Okay. Now, I would like to format my bill a bit better. So I'm gonna add, I'd like to do my bill.format, for example, right? Not calling, using this format only like an extension, only for this struct. Okay, so to do this, I will add a function, and this will be, I call this my bill, right? Format here, string, and then I said I'm gonna actually add the result string. I'm gonna add this line at the top every time, right? So this is my bill breakdown, and I'm gonna add a return because I'm gonna output it. Okay. So now let's let's have the total. We need the total for the format. This is also a float 64 equals 0. Now we're going to loop through the items of the bill, and we're going to add everything and, well, list everything and add the total. Remember this, the for each loop, where we use range. Now, this is my bill item. So for each item in my bill, right, I'm going to print it out and also add the total. So to do this, it's like in C#, the plus equals, and I need a format, right? So remember, print format, and I save it. Again, if you're not sure all the things, the Golang has quite a lot of websites, tutorials where you can follow all this. And now I'm gonna say, I don't know, ... and then dollar. This is a dollar. The second value is the price, so I put in a dollar, and again value. And don't forget, we want return character. So key and value. Okay. Okay, right. But now I actually want to have it a bit nicer. I want key and column. So I can use this, the plus and this, right? And value. And for the, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to come back to that later. The total, I'm going to add the total will be, I always add the total, the value to the total. So when you save, you see the FMT, it also automatically imports whatever is needed. So this will be my total. Result. I add this again at the end. I do the same as above. V. Sorry, oh, my bad. And now the dollar again, and I want to add the total in a certain format. Okay, and this will be total, a total line, right? And the total. And in the end, I'm gonna return the results. So I'm gonna save this. I hope I have no mistakes now. It's okay. And in here, I actually want to print my bill format. So this is how you can add an extension to your type, right? By having this only available for bill. I have here an error. I miss the percentage here. Now. Okie dokie. Okay, I just run it again and see what we get this time. Right, so you see this, the bill breakdown is like that. Okay, but it's not very nice, so I like to have the prices in at the end in one column. I can do this by adding or by actually removing some spaces in here. So now I have this, and if I run it again, you see I have some spaces here. Why the minus? If I remove it, you're going to see it puts this on the right hand side. That's why. This is just a little formatting information. So is everyone okay with this? Did it work for everybody? Just let me know, yeah. If it doesn't, just raise your hand or just say something.
I want to explain a bit about the dollar sign. In
Yes.
the S-printf, we have a dollar and percentage, and you have key for you have a dollar percentage for key and dollar percentage for value. And what does it mean for the dollar sign?
The dollar sign is just a character. That's the character you see here.
Okay.
You see, it's just it's not part of the format. The dollar just tells you the currency.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, okay. Shall we continue?
Pascal.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah, I'm trying to catch up. I had to install Go.
Don't worry, I'll record so you can.
I have like.
Go up later. Yeah.
Did you have an end of file issue at some point, like with the beginning when you first compile?
I do.
Like no, you had it when you compiled.
Before.
Yeah.
I think it didn't save properly. This.
Okay. Yes. Okay. That's because.
Make sure you have this.
Yeah.
And if you have more than one import classes, make sure they're not in one line, but in several lines.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was the issue. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Right. Let me just off. I need some space on my screen. Now let's actually create an update tip and add item. So we can add items via a function. So what I want to do, I can create this. What I'd like to have is this, my bill, add item, and then I can, for example, say, I don't know, onion soup, and add the price. 450, for example. Okay. So I want to go here to bill again, to the bill file, and I'm gonna actually start with a function called add item. And again, I want this only to be valid for the my bill struct, like the bill struct here. Okay. Now, oh yeah, remember about the values when I add stuff and remove stuff. So this time we're going to pass the pointer. Okay. So I'm going to create this and add item. I have a name, which is a type string, and I have my price, which is of type float 64. And remember, curly brackets, they start always on the same line as the function. And what I do is, because I change now this value, that's why I need the pointer. Otherwise it will create a copy, right? And it wouldn't add anything. So I say add items, and I'm gonna say of the name, this is my key, equal price. And this will automatically add an item to my bill. Okay, so far? And while we're here, we're gonna also try to add the tip to the same one, to our bill. So I'm gonna add a function again. This is my bill of pointer of the bill, and I'd say update tip. And tip is a float, it's the same as the price. And I will say my bill tip equals tip. So far, so good. And while we're here, actually, let's do the same here, because otherwise this won't work. We need the pointer to work, right? Remember how it is saved. Otherwise, we don't get the value saved correctly. It will create a copy, and then the original one is still the same. Everyone okay until now? Good.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the main. So let's say I'm gonna add a few things now. Add item. You see now it's there. And I say I had a veggie pie, for example. You can add whatever you want, really. And this is A95. And then I had a chocolate cake. This is 450 as well. And I had a coffee, 250. And now I will also add a tip. So I'm gonna update the tip. I'm gonna say I got a tip of $4. Okay, so make sure you save the files, both of them, right? I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna run it again and see what we have. And there you go. You have all this stuff using these extensions. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Now let's try something different. We want to add down here. We want to add a comment where the user can input something. So basically, we can, for now, I'm going to remove this for now. I'm going to keep this, but we're going to work with the build. But for this, we are going to create a reader. We need something that actually reads the input that it's input output, right? So we're going to create a reader, call that reader, and it's called new reader. And this is of standard in. So this is, you see now, it automatically created this once I save this. So this will help us to interact with the console application, display something, and also read whatever you type. Okay. And we're gonna read, we're gonna output something. And at the same time, we also want to read whatever the user is typing after what we output. So just follow me, I'll explain it in a minute. The underscore here is for the error. So I have a get input, and the get input will return whatever the reader is, whatever we add. So I say here, create a new bill name. So I'm asking, tell me what the new name will be. And I pass in the reader. Okay. And now I'm going to pass the name of whatever is being input to my new bill. I should have kept my print line actually, because I'm going to use this again. I'm going to print line this, created the bill in and I'm going to output it. Name.
It's my bill.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. It's actually, I create a new bill. Oh yeah, it's my bill. You're right. My bill dot name. Thank you. Oh yeah, we need to get input, of course. So let's try the function. We need to get that input, right?
Can you zoom in the font size a little bit?
Oh, increase. Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Let me see how.
Scroll the moves.
Where is it?
Control plus.
No, it doesn't work. Ah, oh yeah, now it did. Is that it better?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good. Let me just, maybe I should start before. Let me comment this out for now. And just so you know how this works with the reader, before we go a step further, I'm gonna say read string, right? With the reader, I want to read the string. Oh, and I need this class as well, so I'm gonna add this, gonna add strings, and I'm gonna, whatever is written in, I'm just gonna trim it. And what I'm gonna output is still the same. Why is it not moving? Should work. Yeah. Undeclared name. What is here? Package name. Okay. Just see what it does. Missing function body. I'm missing something, I don't know what.
I think you need to comment or delete get input function at the bottom.
Ah, thank you. No.
I got same error.
Oh, I have chats here. Oh, okay. You have the same error.
Yeah.
This is my function with new bill string. This type of bill. Ah, maybe. But you know what? Maybe I'm gonna remove this. Maybe. For now. New bill name. And name is here. Oh, I think I know. No, I don't know. Bit string. Let me just do something here. Just trying to.
Let's go.
Ah, you know what? Yeah, I think I know. I know what I want to actually to do. What I'm doing now, I want to do in a function. Okay, hold on. Stay with me. I'm going to create a function which actually creates the bill. I think that's what I'm missing. And this is of type bill. Okay. And here I will copy down the reader. And let's say I'm going to do this. Then I copy down this. And I'm going to trim whatever is in the name. That's the input. And I'm going to read. And inside here, I will call this bill. There. And I'm going to print out print line. There we go. Created the bill. Oh, I could have copied there actually. Anyway. Name. This. I'm going to remove this.
Scott, I think that I found something. Can you go back to the build.go?
Yeah.
Maybe there's something wrong with the map initialization in the build.go.
I'm not finished. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm not finished. I'm going to say now here, create bill. And what I want to do is, wait, we're going to do this first, my bill. Print line, my bill. Okay, I'm going to leave this up for now. Now, let me see.
But can should return the bill in create bill function.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you. This is one. But this is the other one. Create bill. Undeclared name.
But can just run ahead. It work for me, but the editor warning.
No, it's working actually. It's just that the console is waiting for you to tap to type something.
For me?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, try. Yeah.
Ah, yes. Ah, that's why. Okay. Okay. Right.
because it's like the reader.
Yes, it was waiting on
hanging.
me on my input, of
I
course.
also thought it was a hanging, but no.
Yeah. Okay. But now I'd like to have, like, instead of having this, sorry, I'm gonna remove this. Instead of having this here, I'd like to have like a get input method. So, and to have the, I don't like this to have the reader all the time. So I'm gonna add a get input. I'm gonna create this function in a minute. Create a new build name. This is what I'm gonna add, and then the reader, right? This is what we had before. This I'm gonna remove this for now. So let's add the get input. So the get input will have a prompt. What are we actually getting from the prompt? The reader will be, again, we need to change this, so this will be the pointer. Oh, off. And we're gonna output string and error. Okay. So this is what we're gonna ask, right? And then input. So the reader reads string. We're gonna tell it, and this has to be in single columns. Once the user enters something, listen to the return character. The return character is this, okay? So whenever the user will type return, it will listen to that and actually get the input. But I want, again, to trim whatever he puts in. Trim space input. Okay, I want to remove all the blank spaces and stuff. And I just return. Actually, you know what? I'm going to return this like that. Error. And this I'm going to remove. Okie dokie. I don't know if it works. I missed something. Create the build name. So I say Mario's bill. Oh yeah. So it actually created Mario's bill. And this is what we return. I just return Mario's bill. Let's continue. And now I have created this. Now I want to ask him, what do you want to do? So I'm going to give him the option to choose to add an item, to save the bill, or to tip. So let's create a function, prompt option. And I need my bill for this. I don't know why it's not getting this, but anyway. Undeclared name, which is wrong because it is declared. Bill, it's there. Anyway, maybe it's. Let's focus on this later. So again, I need the reader to get stuff. So I create a new reader from the input, right? And this will return now. I want to get the option that I need. I don't need the error for now. I want the option of the user. So I'm going to use the get input again, which we created up here, right? So I'm going to get the input. And what I'm going to ask is choose option. So I will say A to add item, T, add tip, or S to save the bill. S, save bill. Okay. And pass in the reader for this. Now, print line, I want to see what the option is for now. Okay. And let's call this, I'm going to remove this actually because I print out the stuff anyway. In the main function now, I'm going to ask prompt option, and I pass in my bill. And this will then automatically output the stuff here. Okay, let's see. Create a new bill. Mario's bill. And now choose an item. And now I say A. And when I return, it should read the A and print it. We saw that. But at the moment, if I do this again, and I use whatever, it will just take whatever I put in, right? Now, the next step will be to catch it and to work with whatever gets input. So far, so good. We continue on this now. I still don't know why. Why I have this. Do you guys have this as well? I have undeclared name bill, but it's there and it's working anyway. Let's do one more and then we do a little break. We all need a break. I need a break anyway. Okay. Now let me just open my that one here. Okay. So we have the get input. We have the create bill function. That's all good. That's also good. We have the now in the prompt option. Yes, this is what we want. So in the prompt option, as we saw before, we have this either type in something, and now we would like to catch and to react on whatever is being entered. So Go also has the switch option, switch that we know as well, and it's very similar to C#. So now I'm going to catch all these possible options. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get these in equal get input. So if he enters A, I want him to tell him, give me the name of whatever you want to add. Do you understand what I'm trying to do here? And I do the same then for the price. So if he enters A, I want him now to say, tell me the name, and then give me the price. And let's print this maybe. Print both name and price. And case T for the tip. If he enters T, I want him to enter the tip. So these underlines are for the errors. We don't care about the errors coming back right at the moment. We'll get to that later. Get input, enter tip amount in dollars. And again, I'm going to print that out. Print line. Tip. So we do these two first. We'll do the save later. For S, I just print out print line. You chose S for now, okay? We're going to work on this later. And default, so if he put in something else, I'm going to say print line, I'm going to tell him this was not a valid option. Option. If I can type. And I will direct him again to the prompt option so that he can start again. Okay. Now I'm going to clear this. So let's try. Bill name, I say this is Mario's bill. Choose an option. Now I say, for example, D or X, which is not there. You see, it tells me this was not a valid option. And again, I get to get the options again. So if I press S, it will do nothing. It will just tell me you chose S. Okay. Now we run this again. And I say again, this is Mario's bill. And now I say add item A. So, and I will say cake. And the price is $3.50. And you see it prints whatever I put in here. Okay. So this one is also working. And let's try again for the tip. Try again, Mario's bill, doesn't matter. I say T, and the trip, I give a tip of $2.50. Okay, so far, everything works. And now next, we're gonna implement this and add it to the bills and show what you do. But I suggest we do let's meet in at 20 past, we do a short break. Okay? Toilet break, coffee break, and I'll meet you in a bit. And I pause the recording now. Recording. Okay. Now what we want to do is in the main, we have this input, right? So we get this, and now we want actually to add whatever the user puts in to the bill itself. But before we can do this, we need to convert, because the bill has the item is string and float, and the user puts in a string, so we need to convert the string to a float. And in Golang, this is done like that. There is a standard library again, which we can use. So I'm gonna call this price string, maybe. Not really a good name, but just to show you how it works. So this is the name of the library, string convert, and from parse float or to parse float. So we have the price that the user inserted, and as you can see here, the bit size it's going to be 64. We have a float 64. Okay. So now let's check if the price you entered is not a number, there will be an error. Okay, so you will get, the error will have something in there. It won't be null. And we're gonna check this error. if error, and in Golang it's unequal nil. Okay, so we just tell him print line, let's say the price must be a number. And because we don't want to return, and he has to compile everything again, let's just prompt him the options again. So then he gets again the options, he goes back in here and he gets the option, choose A, T, or S, or whatever, okay? And if not, then let's add this item to the bill. So we created this add item, which we're going to use now in bill. So the name, it's going to be the item name, so cake, coffee, whatever it is. And the price, actually, it's not a string, it's the float. Let's call this float. It's from string to float. Okay. So it's a bit clearer. And now we added this there. And let's print item added. And we tell him what he added. Okay. And the name and the price. The price here, string, because that's what he said. And in the end, we tell again what you want to do. So we go back to the prompt options and he gets we get the choose option A, B, T. Okay. Let's do the same for tip. If I'm too fast, let me know. So for the tip, I have the same problem. I call this float as well. I need to convert this again. Convert parse float. There we go. And this is going to be my tip. And the bit size is, we have a float 64. That's why we need 64 in here. And I'm actually going to copy this because it's the same thing. It's just the tip must be number. And if it's no error, oh, I forgot the curly bracket there. And this time I'm going to update the tip. And with the tip float, because this is a float 64. And let's print something out here. Tip added, just tell him what he added. And let's do the prompt option again. We leave the save for now. We start with this. Okay, and am I too fast? Just let me know. In my bill, I'm just checking in the format. What do I do in the format? I return the total. But what I missed actually, we also want to return the tip. Result before the total, right? Again, save print format. Actually, it's the same as this. And here we just put in tip, and we say my bill tip. And because we add this here, we also need to add the tip to the total. So we're going to say plus my bill tip. You're going to see this makes sense in a minute. Okay, okay. Let's try. So this time it's Bill's bill. I'm going to add something. I'm going to add coffee. That's 250. I'm going to add something else. Cake. 240. I'm going to add a tip. 250. Okay. And if I add, let's try to add an error here. With the tip, and I put in T, you see the tip must be a number, and that's it. And let's return with the S. Now we can return it all. Anyway, did this work for everybody?
Yeah, work for me.
Good. Okay. Yeah, if you press Ctrl+C, you get out of the thing because we kind of stop in here now. And I'm going to clear this. Right. Last thing now is saving the bill. There we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Sorry. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. That's why. Right. To save the bill, we go into the bill, and we're going to create a function to save the bill. So we'll just add it at the end, it doesn't matter where. And of course, this also, I want only to be able to save bill for the struct bill. I call this my bill, and pointer save bill. Okay, we worked on this format here, right? So this is what we actually gonna output into a file. So where we actually have the bill breakout, it will add all the items, it will add the tip at the end and the total into a file. So to do this, we have to convert it to bytes first. So I'm going to call this data. To convert in bytes, it's like that. And I'm going to say my bill format. So this is actually what is in here, right? So the result pretty much, which is a string. So I'm going to tell him, put this as byte in data. Now let's catch the error in case there is one. Write file. Okay, we're gonna show what we need this actually. We need a folder in here. So let's create a folder. We call that bills, because otherwise we get an error if it's not there. So we will write whatever is in that data now into this file, into this folder with a name, okay? So this is going to be the path, which is inside bills, and I will call it the name of the bill. And it's going to be a text file. That's the path. The data is here. And don't ask me why, but this is what we need. This is some kind of format data type in bytes. And we're going to check if we have errors by doing so. There is this panic function here, which will just output the error. You see here, build function stops normal execution of the current Go routine. Then it stops. And here, we need this class here. So the OS, it's going to create this anyway when you save the file. And let's print line, bill was saved to file. So far, so good. Then let's try.
Yeah.
Let's try. Okay, I'm going to create bills bill. I'm going to add an item. I'm going to add some chicken. And the price is $6.70. I'm going to add another item, a Coke. The Coke is $2.50. I'm going to add a cake. The cake is $3.50. And I'm going to add coffee, and that's $2.50. Now I'll add a tip, $3.50. And I'm going to save the bill, see if it works. Oh, of course, we need to add the change, the main goal, because now we only have this, now I did everything for nothing. We need to add, we need to save the bill, of course. So I'm gonna say my bill, save bill. And maybe change here. You saved the bill name. Okay, sorry about this. Let's start again. Add an item. You do this on your own, right? You try this out as well. I go again with my chicken. $50, I add a few items now. I add a tip. So, and now I'm going to save. And here it says you save the bill's bill. So if I go in here, I have my file. And if I go in here, I have all this saved in here. What is missing, what I just saw here, is the total needs, of course, returned. So in the format, probably missed that. Where's my format? Oh, sorry, the format is in this one. No, prompt option, no, it should be here. Ah, there it is. So what I'm missing here is this. And that's it, a return. But after this, you'd have this in a new line. Does this work for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Congratulations. I'm going to stop this recording for now.